August 20th, 2022. Marcus Giavanni here. First City Summit of the Americas to be held April 26, 27, 28, 2023 in Denver, Colorado. So this is Chile. This is our U.S. Embassy. And people that are going there, you got to make sure you keep up with the travel advisories, which are up here. And then you can just click on it to read more of what's going on. But it just goes on to say that on Wednesday, August 17th, Colorado Governor Jared Polis, Denver Mayor Michael P. Hancock, U.S. National Summit Coordinator Kevin O'Reilly announced that the First City Summit of Americas will take place April 26, 27, 28 in Denver. The announcement came at a breakfast meeting of the Colorado, Latin American, and Caribbean Councils hosted by Governor Polis. And it just goes on about other things. And so what we're doing is this event was is scheduled now after the election. So it would have been, if they didn't mess with the elections, then all the Denver mayoral candidates could have been there, but they already knew what was coming, folks. So when you understand the way these folks work, and there's just a couple of them, artificial intelligence has already indexed them, and now it's just a matter of waiting for January 1 to come. And the funny thing is, folks, they're gonna go and look. Oh, nothing happened, because it's all about reaction, getting them people to start talking and coming out of the closet. So I'm just a messenger and a candidate for mayor. And if you go to cityandcountyofdenver.us, it explains everything. We're going to be the most powerful city and county of Denver in the world. We have partners everywhere, ready to go to work. We've been building it for 12 years. Just because I don't take cheese whiz pictures like all the other candidates, especially red lips, eyebrow, Kelly Brow. That's how I remember her name. Anyways, eyebrow, because her last name's pronounced Brow. Kelly Brow. So Kelly Brow, the queen of Denver Chamber of Commerce, who made $450,000 a year for at least 10 years. I don't know how it works, but I know that's what she was making. Maybe she wasn't making it at first, but then she started getting her numbers up because she's full of cheese whiz and false hopes and bloviated bullshit, what she's going to do for people, and then those people go off, and then new people come, and most people that are successful don't waste their time on reliving the past. I don't. I have to talk about it a lot, but I don't relive it. And so with that said, excuse me, you have to realize that right now, Denver's in the fight of its life. We are a non-political government. That's why they have me listed as a political candidate. Because the celebration is the revolution, according to the professor Trinella here in Denver. He passed away. But you didn't get to see what is coming when Denver's smart voters realize that we all live here. All of our lives are important. If you don't listen to what the police say, then you get what you deserve. Period. Period. That's how I make it safe. When they tell me to go, I go. And I've been singled out, folks, for fucking years. Now, if you're looking for someone that's diplomatic, I ain't him. The Latinos call me Iron Fist. And I'm gonna fist my way through all of this. And we're gonna restore Denver back to being a non-political government. Period. End of story. Michael Hancock, all of them, they done lost. They've lost it all, and they don't even know it because they've been so busy bullshitting everybody with their promises of eradicating all things bad, when all they really do is enable all things bad in order to keep talking every election that they're going to fix it. And then you get all these other candidates like Andy Reogeot, Ro, 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 Bro. I have no idea. I mean, what happened to simple names? Anyways, that's why they're not going to be elected. First of all, both of them, Kelly and Andy, are partisan hacks. And they're going to. Kelly is a partisanship hack. Partisanship means you've already been in control for 60 years. And then you got Andy making an announcement. So obviously his intel officers don't know what they're talking about. Because he comes out announcing he's the first GOP candidate. And he doesn't even know about the Spear Amendment. So what happens is every time he talks, everywhere he goes, the more money he spends, we're right behind him, because any Republican that votes for him after they already know themselves what Denver is, because that's what he doesn't know because he's never been part of the GOP establishment, really established. I mean, what has he done? Who has he sued? What has he done? I sued the clerk and recorder 2 times. That beats him, trumps him to every point of this election. Just the fact that he's talking. He has that right. We want to hear what he has to say. Maybe we can all learn something, but he won't be mayor. Okay? It's not going to take a military man to help Denver. Okay? We already got that. We already got policemen. Our sheriffs, we're going to certify. You heard it here. I've been talking about it for years. Why? Because I had a candidate who ran with me, who was a police officer, who ran with me in Colorado elections. I was misinformed, but that's okay because we already know what's up. And I'm telling you, folks, if you could have met this guy, if you could have just been in the room with him, you could have seen his smile, and you could have seen that not all police are bad. And it's just really hard to try to clean up your own police people when you got to work with them. Who wants to fucking do that? So this is all about now establishing or reestablishing the Spear Amendment that was taken over in 1963 by the Democratic Party with help from the Denver League of Women Voters, the administrators, those skanks. And then you got Denver Inc., those skanks. Then you got Denver Decides, those skanks. Then you got Denver Elections, those skanks. We're talking all administrators, not the people that are behind them because they don't know because they're all being lied to. So you can't really point them out. You can only go to the administrators. That is where the buck stops with them. You heard me? So all this stuff they're trying to do now, oh, we're the avenues of the Americas. Is that why our border's open? I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, I'm just letting everybody know that Denver's a non-political. So I'm a non-political refugee in my own country. I'm Central American, Iberian, West Nigerian Jew. I was adopted in a very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican military family from Brooklyn, New York. Dad, and Catalina Island, my mom. My dad was stationed in Luke Air Force Base. He was a sergeant, staff sergeant. My dad was a badass boxer. He was a big boy, a big man. People looked at him and women loved him. He had that Brad Pitt look to him. I got pictures of him. I'm like, wow, Dad, you got that Brad Pitt look. But he was 6'4", 245, Golden Glove boxers from Brooklyn, New York. That's how he learned to play pool. He was the rack boy for Minnesota Vats. And my mom, she come from good stock. She was born on Catalina Island. We'd go to the island every year. See her family. We had to. Until Jimmy Carter and oil embargo and all that. Well, you can't take 9 people with gas prices that high. So our trip stopped. And then they were going to think, well, we'll just take a couple kids and, nah, ma, you go, have fun, tell everybody we miss them, and we can thank Jimmy Carter for that. And see, people that weren't alive back then to know what that was or what they went through when those things were there because they don't remember, they don't care, they just live in their lives. That's how you know there's a God. He may be called Jesus, but he's Jesus to me. And I'm just telling everybody, my religion and my beliefs have nothing to do with why I'm here. It has everything to do why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? The bullshit's got to stop, folks, because artificial intelligence, the adversaries already know. All they got to do is switch their conversations and they won. And yet we have all these people that are in charge that think they know everything and that they're going to pass some law so they can curtail the powers of artificial intelligence. And what happens is they get up being indexed by artificial intelligence that nobody controls now. You can control your little stuff, but you'd have to unplug the whole entire system, turn it off, start a new one. And that's people are doing that too. But you still got to get internet connection from somebody. And that's where everybody gets caught. Anyway, so we just hope that this thing, whatever they're trying to do, indigenous, all these things, I'm indigenous. They talk about influence of disinformation. See, what I've learned in regards to some of these things is that it's always the opposite. See, I own disinformationczar.us. Look it up. So Denver's going to be the most powerful city and county of Denver through actions, not bloviated kisses and hugs and humble bragging and everybody going to the Denver, Democrat Denver summer picnic, but yet all the other people in the we are all Denver ideology aren't allowed to go. I can't wait till January first comes. And it's amazing because I didn't have to be mayor. I didn't have to do nothing, just my job. And yet the media doesn't want to talk about my job. They're all going to keep doing what they're doing, back and forth, trying to match and tweak their conversations and their headers and all their shit that it won't last. And all those people that are doing it, I don't know who they are. I just indexed the administrators of the entities that Google tells us to do. Not Google as far as Google Inc. or Google. I'm talking about our alerts that we set up on Google, that we have, that triggers, that our content is triggered based off voice latent print. Do you know what that is? If you know a law enforcement officer, we're teaching them. And see, we're not allowed to tell anybody, and it's not that we're not allowed. It's just that I'm not going to jeopardize really good people that want to turn Denver around. But when you watch them, oh, Giovanni's just a perennial candidate. Yeah, but I sued Stephanie O'Malley. Nobody wants to talk about that. And they don't even want to talk about the law firms that were involved. And what happened to those law firms? Those were some good men. They were good men. Joe Webb, that was Stephanie O'Malley's uncle. The brother and daughter of Wellington Webb, the growth mayor that just came out recently and started humble bragging and, slapping on the asses and giving wet, sloppy kisses to the decay mayors, Hickenlooper and Hancock. So when you pull back the curtain and you see who Oz is, he's an ugly mother. And, El Diablo has got to go. See?